Everybody is born different. Some are born perfectly healthy and remain healthy for the rest of their lives. Some are born with certain neuromuscular disorders, while some may develop degenerative disorders. Stem cell therapy is a treatment of various disorders, non-serious to life-threatening, by using stem cells. These stem cells can be procured from a lot of different sources and used to potentially treat more than 80 disorders, including neuromuscular and degenerative disorders. Hematopoietic disorders affect the bone marrow and manifest with various systemic complications. Stem cells from a donor are known to reconstitute the defective bone marrow and permanently overcome the disorder. Degenerative disorders arise from degeneration or wear and tear of bone, cartilage, muscle, fat, or any other tissue, cell, or organ. This could occur due to a variety of reasons, but it's normally the process known as aging or getting old that is the biggest cause. The disorders have a slow and insidious onset, but once contracted, can be long-standing, painstaking, and lifelong. These disorders can affect any organ of the body. The common degenerative disorders are diabetes, osteoarthritis, stroke, chronic renal failure, congestive cardiac failure, myocardial infarction, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and many more. Many clinical trials for embryonic stem cell-based therapies have begun in recent years. While 10 cell therapies have been approved around the world as of January 2016, the only widely used stem cell-based therapy is bone marrow transplantation. Blood-forming stem cells in the bone marrow were the first stem cells to be identified and were the first to be used in the clinic. This life-saving technique has helped thousands of people worldwide who had been suffering from blood cancers such as leukemia. Further, since the 1908, skin stem cells have been used to grow skin grafts for patients with severe burns on very large areas of the body. In addition to their current use in cancer treatments, research suggests that bone marrow transplants will be useful in treating autoimmune diseases and in helping people tolerate transplanted organs. Stem cell research allows us to understand how the cells in our bodies work. By understanding these processes better, it becomes possible to understand how an illness or disease develops. There is endless potential for scientists to learn about human growth and cell development from studying stem cells. These cells can then be transformed into various therapies that run a low risk of rejection because the cells are taken from the individual needing treatment. However, scientists have no idea about long-term side effect issues. They may include infection, bleeding, skin or hair problems, unexplained pain, organ problems, or even the development of a secondary cancer. Every medical treatment provides some risk of a side effect, but this medical technology is so new that we have no idea what the long-term health effects might be. Collecting stem cells from an adult carries a medical risk with it. Something could go wrong during the collection process that may reduce the quality of life for the patient. It is still an unproven medical technology. There is a lot of hope for stem cell treatments. Hematopoietic stem cell transplantation is performed about 50,000 times annually around the world, and the success rate for the treatment is climbing above 90%. Because some forms of stem cell research are classified as illegal or immoral in the United States. However, progress to improve treatments or prove the effectiveness of this medical technology are not as advanced as their potential. Subcutaneous adipose tissue has recently been attracting attention as a new cell source for regenerative medicine, replacing bone marrow because this tissue collection in a large quantity is possible. The rate of cells with multipotency is high. Mass culture is easy and cells have functions equivalent to bone marrow-derived mesenchymal stem cells. Researchers were inspired by the way salamanders can replace lost limbs and develop a technique that gives adult cells the ability to lose their adult characteristics, multiply, and regenerate multiple cell types. This technique is a significant advance on many of the current unproven stem cell therapies, which have shown little or no objective evidence they contribute directly to new tissue formation. Scientists have also worked out how to reprogram regular adult stem cells into induced pluripotent stem cells, a type of stem cell that's even more flexible than multipotent stem cells, but requires the use of viruses. The researchers also want to consider how the cells act as the sites of transplantation. If all goes well, human trials are expected for late 2017. Stem cells from fat tissue are cells distributed on the tissue renewing the same tissue where they are located. Even if they have a multipotent ability, they have to go through transportation from one tissue to another to be differentiated into another cell line if capable. Access to stem cells from fat tissue is an invasive procedure, with anesthesia and with the pros and cons of a liposuction. The extraction should be made at a hospital. It can be done at any point of time as long as it is executed with the standard medical practices. Fat stem cells began to be used recently after discovering the potential of this type of cell and after searching for tissue as a source of stem cells. Their use in treatment of degenerative diseases is uncommon and still experimental. Few hospitals worldwide are currently conducting research with these treatments. Stem cells from fat tissue are cells distributed on the tissue renewing the same tissue where they are located. Even if they have a multipotent ability, they have to go through transportation from one tissue to another to be differentiated into another cell line if capable. Access to stem cells from fat tissue is an invasive procedure, with anesthesia and with the pros and cons of liposuction. The extraction should be made at the hospital. It can be done at any point of time, as long as it is executed with the standard medical practices of surgery. Fat stem cells began to be used recently after discovering the potential of this type of cell, and after searching for tissues as a source of stem cells. Their use in treatment of degenerative diseases is uncommon and still experimental. Few hospitals worldwide are currently conducting research with these treatments. Stem cell therapy is capable of regenerating any human tissue damaged by injury, disease, or aging could be available within a few years, following the landmark research led by UNSW Australia researchers. The technique developed by UNSW researchers involves extracting adult human fat cells and treating them with the compound 5'-EZA known to induce cell plasticity, which is crucial for reprogramming cells, along with platelet-derived growth factor AB for approximately 2 days. The cells are then treated with the growth factor alone for further 2 to 3 weeks. Plastic surgeons at the University of California, Los Angeles and the University of Pittsburgh then say that all the fat they've been throwing away over 30 years of liposuction may be more valuable than ever imagined. It now looks as though some of that fat can be salvaged and reprogrammed to form muscle, bone, cartilage, and even more fat. The researchers had taken stem cells from human fat removed during liposuction and in test tube experiments saw these stem cells become other tissue. Stem cells are the unprogrammed master cells that mature to become different cell types in the body. Now, the researchers are taking stem cells from rat fat cells and placing them in different environments in the body to see if they have become similarly transformed. A news has reported that a patient uses fat stem cells to repair his wrist. He traveled from South Dakota to Germany with the hopes that a special procedure using stem cells could make a difference. Alt was the first person to use adipose tissue, or fat, as a prime source of stem cells, according to Dr. David Pierce, an executive vice president for research at Sanford Health. Fat tissue is a lot of blood vessels, making it a prime source of stem cells, and Alt recognized that stem cells derived from adipose tissue are also particularly good at becoming cartilage and bone. MRIs confirmed what he was feeling. The cartilage had begun to regenerate in his wrist because the procedure uses autologous cells, which are cells from the patient's own body. There is little to no chance of rejection by the body's immune system. Recent years have seen a boom in the number of stem cell clinics opening to the public in the Philippines to cure this and that disorder, to make one look and feel young again, and even to add years to one's life. However, there is a big difference between these magic potions offered by unscrupulous clinics and the real scientific approach to stem cell therapy. The Cellular Therapeutic Center of Makati Medical Center is one facility that has the capacity to grow stem cells and use them in the most scientifically sound manner available to patients. All cells in the CTC are handled under the most stringent aseptic procedures and techniques performed by board-certified medical consultants and are processed by highly skilled and trained scientists, delivered by competent and compassionate healthcare staff. The CTC also serves as home to the only Kinemax in the Philippines, a US FDA-approved device from Germany which allows the laboratory to isolate millions to hundreds of millions of cells with more than 90% purity, a very important process in experimental therapy. The CTC holds patients' safety as its top priority, and so only uses autologous cells, meaning from the patient, to prevent complications and transplant rejection. Makati Med puts the patients first before anything else by requiring eligibility screening of patients, conducting a sound ethical review by clinical specialists of different fields, and fully educating patients on all aspects of stem cell therapy, including its cost, potential benefits, and possible risks. Lastly, in line with Makati Med's core ideals, the CTC values transparency by providing full disclosure regarding cellular status, characteristics, and quality of its patients. The Department of Health encourages the development of the science of stem cell therapy, as it has the potential to provide tremendous medical benefits. It urges practicing stem cell transplant physicians to submit data regarding the conduct and results of the treatments they have done. Stem cell research offers a great development in the field of science, as it gives hope for new treatments to injuries and diseases. However, ethical issues arise to some extent because its effects may affect people. Justice is a necessary but neglected consideration in all scientific research. This includes minimization of risks of harm, the importance of information disclosure and consent, the therapeutic misconception, and the pressure from disease constituencies. All this includes on the ethical issues provided by stem cell research. Some implications of the separation of tissues from individuals could offend taste or religious belief, such as other people may find the idea unpleasant, or could be prohibited by their religions since it is an unnatural way of treatment. With the growing fad and commercialization of stem cell therapy today, it is fairly easy to be deceived. Despite numerous advertisements across different media, it's best to keep in mind that stem cell therapy remains to be a scientific process, not a magic potion that comes in a beautifully packaged and exorbitantly marketed bottle.